folks, welcome to In the Kitchen with Pete. This week's simple and delicious recipe is baked ribs. We're doing those in a nice sweet and sour, gooey, sticky sauce. They're so good. I've tweaked this recipe a few times to the way I like it, and I think you'll like it too. With all the events coming up, whether it's New Year's or Super Bowl or just a family get-together, this is a great recipe to keep in your hip pocket. So first of all, let's get these ribs and prepare them for the oven. So I have a lovely rack of pork ribs here that I've cut in half. Now, first of all, this membrane that's on the back, you want to remove that. It's a bit tough to be chewing into, and it allows all your flavors to be absorbed into the meat. Now you can see what I'm doing. I'm using a paper towel. That's the best way to grab onto this membrane and just peel it right back. And that's another reason why I also cut the ribs in half, because I find that on the edge here of the cut half is the easiest spot to grab just a little piece of that membrane and get it started for removal. If you go all the way along this edge and get it all started, then often it will peel right off. If not, you have to go back and peel it off, but it seems to be working out well this time. Like so. And now, the next step will be a simple seasoning of salt and pepper. The ribs are ready to go. My oven's at 325. These are sitting on a grate. You want to put a cup of water in it. That's just going to help keep our ribs nice and moist. Make sure you grease the grate that the ribs are sitting on. It makes for much easier cleanup. So these will go in the oven, 325, for an hour and a half. That'll give us time to put together our sweet and sour sauce. For the sweet and sour sauce, you'll want a little bit of a saucepan because we'll be putting that over on the stove. We're going to start out with a cup of ketchup. Next will be a half a cup of white sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of water, a tablespoon of soy sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of granulated garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. We're going to mix that up well. We'll get it over to the stove. We'll cook that on a medium heat until it comes to a boil. We'll let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Put a lid on it, take it off the burner, and we'll let it sit until it's time to lather up the ribs. Stirring frequently, bring that sauce to a boil. Then we'll let it simmer for 5 or 10 minutes. Cover it and set it aside. Now it's time to make our ribs nice and gooey. After an hour and a half, I'm going to get an oven-safe dish, a little bit of cooking spray, and we'll transfer the ribs over to this dish. And we're going to generously coat them with our sauce. Now there's enough sauce here for 2 racks of ribs at least. I'll save some and maybe do a little sweet and sour chicken this weekend. Back into the oven for another hour and a half. In the last 10 minutes, we're going to put it on a high broil. Oh boy, there they are after a total of 3 hours cooking time. Slice them up into individual ribs and we'll plate them up. Who wouldn't be happy to see this coming to the table? Well, that was another simple and delicious recipe. Don't forget to subscribe for my videos. I put one out every week and you'll get notified. Well, now it's time to try the goods. They look so delicious. It's going to be a bit gooey, I think. Wow. Fall off the bone. You're gonna love them. I hope you get to try them out with your friends and family. Thanks for watching In the Kitchen with Pete. Until next time, see ya.